Hi, good evening, Yuki. I hope my screen is visible and hope I'm audible as well.
It's all good. I think, yeah, so I'm ready.
Okay, thank you. So, happy Thanksgiving, first of all, and thank you very much for joining. And I really appreciate your punctuality and joining my session on time. So, I have disabled the waiting room. So, if others are joining, they could join since I waited for a few minutes. I will go ahead with the content for the day. So, before starting the session, I will provide a brief introduction about myself. I'm Sumudu. I'm from Sri Lanka. I migrated to Canada recently. So prior migrating to Canada, I used to work as a lecturer in the field of business and management in a university in Sri Lanka. For over 7+ years, I have been attached to the academia, and I would really love to pursue my career in the field of academia here also in Canada. So currently, I'm having few voluntary engagements and trying my level best to sharpen my skills, like being enrolled in the PIDP program to get into this instructor level in a Canadian setup as well. So that's all in all about my background. So without further ado, we will move ahead with the content for the day. So this is based on my first assessment, that is to take you through a brief journey about how to use LinkedIn in our classroom. So basically, you're using LinkedIn as a learning tool in the classroom. So at the end of today's session, I hope I'll be able to teach you certain things about LinkedIn, apart from the basics that we know, and mainly about the use of LinkedIn for teaching and learning purposes from the learner's perspective as well as from the facilitator's perspective. And all in all, the core area of the presentation would be to cover how this particular tool called LinkedIn will be used in terms of exciting, engaging, and educating while evaluating the learners in the classroom. So this is going to be the learning outcomes of the session. And I will provide a separate time for you to raise questions if you have any at the end of the session so you can get them addressed. So let me direct this simple question to you all at the beginning. What are your thoughts about this LinkedIn tool? What do you know about LinkedIn?
Yeah, I can talk a little bit about LinkedIn. So I try not to be active on social network, those kind of thing. And LinkedIn was part of the courses that I was taking back in the day. And then I created a account on LinkedIn, and most likely, I'm just reading news feeds here and there with my followers. So that's what I do with LinkedIn. And by the way, I just sent you an invite.
Great, interesting. And Kim?
Hi, yeah. Sorry. So the question is just a generic one about what is LinkedIn?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, so probably similar to Yuki, I joined it to kind of have a professional profile, so to speak, out there when I was looking for work or networking. And I know it's kind of evolved over time so that it has like learning programs, I guess you could call it. I don't know if they're courses or certifications. I haven't gone through one, but I think it's kind of like the last bastion of normal social media out there, to tell you the truth. And I will pause my audio now so you can continue.
Yes. Thank you, Yuki and Kim, for sharing your thoughts. So my answer would have also been similar to yours if I had answered this question in a different session rather than researching about LinkedIn for this particular assignment. Well, what we know about LinkedIn is basically as a platform that helps us to connect with professionals in our area of interest, and also as a tool which we can use to find jobs, and also as a tool where we can maintain a profile that lists down our professional achievements, our educational qualifications, what we have done throughout this and that and all. So that's basically what we know about LinkedIn. And that's true. But apart from that, there are many other aspects of LinkedIn that we can particularly use, and that is going to be particularly useful in the context of classroom teaching. So all in all, LinkedIn can be referred as a resource that younger professionals use to build their professional networks, while more experienced people are using it as a platform to showcase their skills and projects. So this was identified by Detrix in year 2022 in his research. And also one important finding was that the vision of LinkedIn and the vision of higher education is quite aligned with one another, which is to provide equal economical opportunity to graduates or higher education students. Talking about the evolution of LinkedIn, this is just a brief understanding, listing down some important milestones. So this does not capture all what had happened throughout the evolution of LinkedIn, but I have only taken some important milestones to take you through how LinkedIn has evolved throughout the time. So this was launched for the first time in year 2003, and by the end of that year, around 4,500 members had joined the platform through personal invitation of the co-founders. In 2005, LinkedIn Insight was launched for HR professionals so that they could it could ease up their recruiting process, where they can evaluate, check, prioritize candidates using the 3R concept. And by the end of 2005, LinkedIn Groups and Premium Business feature was launched, which offered unlimited searches and enhanced communication for recruiters and the searchers by paying just $14.99 USD per month. And in 2016, an important change took place. LinkedIn Learning got connected with LinkedIn. So this LinkedIn Learning is a subsidiary that used to operate in an individual manner. So it got connected with LinkedIn in year 2016. And by the end of 2019, LinkedIn had launched the LinkedIn Talent Hub, an applicant tracking system, what we call as ATS. I'm sure you might be familiar with the ATS, which is very commonly used in contexts like North American job market system that allows the HR recruiters to search, manage, and hire the most suitable candidates for their job. So it's basically a tool that is used in the screening of the applications that they get. So this is how evolution of LinkedIn had taken place up to now. And I'm sure you both might also be having a LinkedIn profile. So you're familiar with the main purpose of using LinkedIn, which is to seek out new professional networking and to look into job opportunities. So talking about LinkedIn in the classroom, I'm going to first address how LinkedIn is going to support the learners. So this is going to be that tool which will allow you to grow your personal brand across the world. A better maintained, a well-maintained LinkedIn profile can act as a branding initiative to brand yourself to the entire world. As a student, as a learner, you can connect with your preferred professionals. I'm sure all the students that we teach, they have a particular ambition in their mind which they wish to accomplish at the end of their uni life. So they can connect with their preferred professionals through LinkedIn. And all in all, this will aid the students in finding a paid job, a volunteering opportunity, or even an internship. And not to forget, LinkedIn Learning has facilitated on-demand learning for in-demand skills via flexible course options. Talking about the other side of the coin, this supports the facilitator by gaining real-time data and insights about the skill gaps prevailing in the market. So when you get to know what skills the recruiters are actually looking into, you can develop your curriculum and your course materials in a manner where the learning outcome will be linked with sharpening a skill that is preferred or that is demanded by the recruiter. You can build relationships beyond your campus. You can connect with professionals all across the world, and you can maybe invite them to deliver guest lecture sessions in your class, and you can get your students to connect with them as well. So this, in a way, will create a competitive edge for your students, staff, and the faculty by being on the cutting edge. And also, it's not it's very important to keep in mind that around 58% of the QS top global universities are using LinkedIn Learn. So how does this tool particularly excites the learners? Getting a job itself and connecting with the professionals of your preferred field itself is a feeling that gives us an excitement. So once a student creates a profile, it enables them to explore the career options. It enables them to look into the other profiles which are very well developed, and they could also get that excitement to develop their profiles accordingly. They can stay connected to learning tailored to their needs. Multimodal learning can be facilitated. Multimodal learning means learning through audio, visual, reading, listening, watching, and all possible aspects, a combination of all possible aspects. So this will focus on student advocacy. So this LinkedIn Learning has a feature called, there is a program called LinkedIn Learning Champions. So this is where one student in a university takes the initiative to start on completing the courses. And what they do afterwards is they share their experience with another student who is willing to complete a course. So that transforms the learning environment in a university. How LinkedIn educate the learners? Of course, it has this feature where you're allowed to share the links, articles, videos, or any other material via the sharing option. And also this LinkedIn Learning has a very important feature because it has almost more than 6,000 courses categorized under 4 main categories, and about 60 plus courses are added each week covering the most in-demand skills. So sometimes the things that we cannot address through our curriculum are addressed because once we get the course outline, we are supposed to teach the students what is basically linked with that. So certain things that we might not be able to update with our curriculum or with our traditional learning in the classroom can be facilitated by LinkedIn Learning. And this, in a way, embraces the andragogy principle where self-directed learning is experienced as students complete their courses by updating their profile as well, and experiential learning because they can share their real life experiences, they can share their assignments and all. So this, in a way, sort of create the orientation to learning as well, where they get engaged with real world case studies, and that we can use as teaching materials. And also active learning is facilitated by making the sessions interactive via LinkedIn based activities. And all in all, this will make sure that the motivation to learning is maintained, because ultimately it's the need to get a job that compels the learner to acquire skills and maintain a good learning LinkedIn profile. And how LinkedIn engages the learners. So like I mentioned earlier, students get the ability to follow the companies relevant to their preferred industry. They can follow the stories of the professionals or whom they consider as mentors in their field of interest. And the LinkedIn Earning can create a very engaging classroom where group-related discussions can be facilitated, and feedback could be gained by sharing in the form of comments, and also to create assessments that can utilize LinkedIn as a researching tool, because Cooper and Natus in their research in 2014 found out LinkedIn to be a very important tool in conducting marketing research. And this can be utilized by us in the classroom, where we can direct our activities across the LinkedIn interviews. And the LinkedIn Champion Learners Program that I mentioned to you is a very good initiative that we can promote inside the classroom, where we can take the ownership, where the students can take the ownership of their own skill development. And not to forget that these self-directed independent courses facilitated by LinkedIn enables the learners to complete courses during their free time. So these are flexible courses. So a person having a busy schedule can simply manage and adjust their schedule and attend accordingly. And this has a wide range of courses in the areas that I mentioned, and also specifically courses designed to address the equity, diversity, and inclusion as well. And also, for a period of 1 month, these courses are accessible to any person across the world for free. So this removes that barrier of accessing as well. So if you can commit for 1 month, you can complete many courses as much as possible. Last but not the least, the evaluating component. Well, once a learner completes a course, they can get a badge for completing. You must have seen many people sharing their course completion on LinkedIn. So that in a way increases the reach. And say, for example, a student can showcase their assessment in a LinkedIn in the form of content sharing, and they can check the impression or how many people have viewed their posts and the type of reactions or the comments people have posted for that afterwards. So the evaluation area can mainly be assessed accordingly. And as a facilitator, we can get exclusive real-time data on the skill gaps and student outcomes. And the most important feature is the analytics that you get on how many people have viewed your profile or how many people have read, how many people have gone through your article or the materials that you have shared. So this is a very important task. If we can inculcate LinkedIn-based evaluation activities into our courses, that will sort of ensure the excitement component is also maintained, because we get excited when we see people commenting or once we see people have visited our profile. So that can ensure the momentum is maintained. And as a summarizing point, I'm taking this quote quoted by Srinivasan in his research in 2018 on using social media for learning. He says that technology is changing at a pace where textbooks cannot keep up with. And in order to fill that gap, you have to leave LinkedIn Learning and its 60 news courses each week into the curriculum to cover the latest skills, while faculty can focus on foundations, discussions, and practice. So what it says is that when we combine LinkedIn Learning with our curriculum, it will help us to build the foundation and to apply the real-world applications by directing the students to go ahead with a self-paced learning through LinkedIn. So that's it from my side, and thank you very much for your participation. So I open the forum if you're having any questions or to get your questions clarified. Thank you.
I might have missed at the beginning. Did you introduce yourself? I'm not sure which of the names that went up in the link what's your first name?
My name is Sumudu.
Sumadu. Okay.
Yes.
Great. That's one thing I need to get straight. Yes. I want to thank you very much for your presentation, especially your very positive, friendly presence. It really helped quite a lot, and I also like the pace that you were speaking and the volume. That was really good. One question I have is I don't know the person you quoted, but I did like the quote a lot. Srinivasan?
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
And can you tell me about that person?
Well, that quote, I think you're referring to the quote which I showed you at the end of my presentation. So
yes.
This quote was taken from a research. So I took this particular, I captured this learning from a research that we had conducted. So this research was on using social media in higher education. So I captured the basics and I have included the important points where he says that what he tries to tell through his research is that sometimes there are things that we cannot cover as a facilitator in the classroom with the curriculum we are having. We are given a very limited scope in terms of updating ourselves at times. So in that case, in order to cope up with that challenge, what we can do is, of course, we can go ahead with teaching theory to the students, and we can cover the theoretical aspect based on our curriculum. And at the same time, updating and inculcating real-world experiences can be blended with through LinkedIn Learning. So that's all in all what he had mentioned in his research. I hope I answered your question, Kim.
Yes, that was great. I didn't. I just didn't have any background of that person, and I really like the quote. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Kim, and thank you very much for your comments. Any other questions?
Well, last time Yuki had something to say, she and I were the only ones on the Zoom meeting.
All
Nothing
right,
to say, Yuki.
Hi, Kim. Hi. You know what? I'm a big learner of using LinkedIn Learning because it's a free resource for me in our institute, and I have benefited a lot from
Yes.
LinkedIn Learning platform. Um, I yeah, so in that case, I don't have questions. It's just a more comment about the LinkedIn Learning. I have noticed that in your presentation, you said that the instructors are the industrial professionals. So the credibility is there for people to learn stuff, and also they also update their library quite often. So you can always learn the most updated knowledge from different discipline, different programs. Generative AI one, it is always a hot topic for how many, I don't know, since last year, I guess. Yeah, so that part alone, you have seen a lot of updated library courses, and you can. And the other thing is that I found it very user friendly. You can just pick stuff here and there, and so yeah, I'm a very I'm an advocate for the platform.
Thank you, Yuki, for sharing your thoughts. Yes, I have also started to use LinkedIn Learning quite recently, and I found it very beneficial. So there's a lot we can do, more than we think of. So yes, like you've said, it's a very good practice if we keep on learning things from LinkedIn rather than just using it as a platform to
Yeah.
seek for opportunities. So thank you very much. So thank you, Yuki and Kim, once again for participation. I really appreciate it, and hoping to see you all again in a session, hopefully. Have a good day.
Yes.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye-bye.